All right.
Yo, this is Pastor Joel. Kris is back, co-host.
Yeah.
Good to have you back, man.
Good to have you back.
Good
It's
to
good to be back.
It's been a couple of weeks. Got a lot of stuff going on. I had to take a little break. But glad to be here. A lot going on. A lot to catch up on.
Absolutely.
A lot to catch everybody else up on.
Yeah.
The world is rapidly changing, to say the least.
I think that's an understatement.
Yeah, the world's rapidly changing. But I'll tell you what, we have not changed our stance. And this is where I'm so glad, West Coast family, if you guys are watching this. If you're not part of our church or a part of our church family, you're welcome to be that. Or you can just sort of peek into this conversation and enjoy. But our stance from the very beginning, we got some music there in our headphones. Our stance from the very beginning has been that we're going to trust the Lord regardless of what anyone else does.
Absolutely.
We're going to trust the Lord regardless of what the government does. We're gonna trust the Lord. Bishop's actually been preaching a word called regardless, but we're gonna. It's a stance we've taken for, quite frankly, more than 4 years. We're talking about like the last 12 years.
Sure.
And a lot of people have been, always trusting the Lord, but the world has been rapidly changing. Christianity has been people are the enemy is attempting to squeeze it out of our country.
Right.
So there's a lot going on, but our stance has not changed. And I got to be honest, I think it's the reason our church is still so blessed.
Absolutely.
Our people are still so blessed. There's a joy in the house.
Absolutely.
Like anyone else, we're not having the full services with we have about 1,000 people, give or take a few, in our church. And we're not able to meet like that.
No.
But when we do get to see people when they come to the church from time to time, everyone is just absolutely pumped just from watching the podcasts, from watching the services. It's pretty awesome.
Well, I heard somebody in the church, I saw them, and we're up here every single day, and we haven't stopped since this whole thing started. But we've talked about how there are people that haven't been here in 9 months. And even the inside of the building has changed tremendously since before the pandemic started.
Right.
And I saw somebody, and I was just so happy to see him, because you really don't realize how much you miss these people when you don't see them week to week anymore.
All of our church family.
Oh my goodness! And I went and talked to the sister and her husband, and she was like, I said, "Man, it feels like I haven't seen you guys in forever." And she's like, "Yeah, it feels like the first day of school."
Yeah, I know.
She goes like, "I'm a freshman and you're a senior," and I go, "Yeah, well, I'm here and I'm here to walk you through orientation."
Right.
It's crazy how.
Yeah, because for a lot of people that may or may not realize out there that we've been doing this now for going on 9 months, something like that.
March 2nd, so March 13th or 17th
like that.
or something.
So, but when this happened, we immediately had to go into full TV mode so we could live stream the services. Right. The podcast, the worship sessions, and so we basically had to adjust our building where it's basically like a large studio.
Yeah. And
so some of us have been not only not here, but we've been here double the time we usually would be here. But the Lord's faithful, and that's kind of what we're talking about today anyways, is how thankful we are for everything God is doing and everything God has done and everything he's going to do.
Right.
And, I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. I was telling them that, the more you count your blessings, because everybody right now, everyone's freaking out about what we don't have.
Right.
Or they're freaking out that we're not going to have toilet paper.
Right.
We're not going to have food. Somehow we're not going to have water. We're not going to have governmental security. We're not going to have police security. We're not going
freedoms or just everything.
And in a not just that, but in a society right now that is full of fake Instagram photos, full of fake memes on Facebook, full of fake posts on Twitter. You have people that are posting pictures on Twitter or Instagram that they're acting like it's a filter off their Instagram, but they have a team of 10 people that are editing those photos.
Right.
I mean, these are famous movie stars and stuff. They're not just going to use an app
and it's like
then post that.
That makes me laugh because it's always like a big deal. Like you'll see like, celebrity actress A posted an unfiltered photo.
Right. No.
It's like,
no. So my point is you have this whole culture of, I wish my hair looked like that. I don't have hair like that. Or I wish my eyes were blue or brown. I wish my skin tone was this, or I wish my body was like this. When everyone's taking I think in a society where everyone's taking inventory of things we don't have, it's so important that we take inventory of everything we do have.
Well, that's why I love this particular holiday that's coming up, right? Thanksgiving.
Is that coming up now?
I feel like it's around the corner.
I feel like I would just like everyone to know that we did not plan that right there. That was just as smooth as that could be. Was just happened to. Chris is like, and that's why Thanksgiving.
In a world, it's because a lot of times Thanksgiving can be overlooked, because you have you have the summer, and then you come off summer, then it's like Halloween and going to get the kids all dressed up and get some candy, and then all of a sudden it's Christmas time and Christmas trees are going up and
have you done your Christmas tree yet, by the way?
No.
When do you guys do your Christmas tree?
I am staunch on until Thanksgiving ends.
You're a mean one.
I'm that guy, I guess.
Mr. Grinch,
right. I guess I'm just that guy.
So you need Thanksgiving to be over.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm glad you said that. Here's a question for you. You need for like dinner to be over, or that day to be over, or like once you hit Thanksgiving Day, you go, okay, now it feels like Christmas. Or you need it to be like the day after, the week after.
Well,
because I know people that like they can't do anything until it has to hit December.
Okay.
And then I also know like some older guys, an older gentleman, a friend of mine. He only puts his up on every year. He puts his tree up on Christmas Eve.
Oh wow!
And they enjoy it Christmas Eve night, Christmas Day, and then the day after Christmas, it's on the street.
I mean, it's efficient.
For the street sweeper.
It's efficient,
I guess.
So I don't even start to plan or think about that stuff until I guess it would be the day after Thanksgiving, right?
You don't even plan. You don't even think about it.
No, like
at all.
In my head,
you don't even think about it.
I have zero plans on when I'm going to put my tree up.
Okay.
Now my wife, on the other hand, is like you, who would have put the tree up 2 months ago.
Absolutely. Racing to Christmas. Yeah.
If you don't know the Filkey family, but especially Pastor Joel, they love
we love
Christmas.
We love it.
Pastor Joel's going to own a house someday, and the whole house is just going to be like North Pole themed.
It might be. There was a movie. What was that movie with Robin Williams, and he was like a toy factory maker. What was that called?
I think it was called like Toys or something like that.
Yeah. Well, anyways, in that movie, when they pull up to the factory, it's like snowing in front of the factory because there's a snow machine, so it constantly feels like the North Pole. But it's
I love Christmas season, and I just like Christmas season to be Christmas season.
Right.
If that makes sense. Right. Like,
so you don't want to hear. So also you don't want to hear any Christmas music.
No. See, now that's a little different because I love the Christmas season so much. It doesn't bother me to hear like some Christmas music now or stuff. But as far as like going full bore, set up the tree, turn the lights on, that kind of stuff, I'll let Thanksgiving have its due first, because it's Thanksgiving is an important holiday. We're taught, it says in the Bible, in many different places to give thanks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're taught, we're taught to give thanks, like, and especially as you get older. When you're younger, it doesn't necessarily have the same effect. You're just thinking about the plate of food. But as you get older, and we've all had, I'm in my late 30s, and, I've had multiple friends pass away.
Sure.
That were younger than me. I had a friend pass away last year who was 30 years old. And so the older you get, and I have a family and children, and you start really being thankful for people will call it I say the minor stuff. That's not what I mean. And what I mean is like,
you're thankful for the little things,
right?
There's nothing wrong with saying that.
Like it's
we take for we not to interrupt you.
Sure,
come back. Interrupt me if I stop you. Good. But we take for granted the little things.
Absolutely.
And this is things that I try really. I for a while I worked with disabled people.
Sure.
And I absolutely love doing that.
Yeah.
I love helping people. Some of them were blind, some of them were autistic, some of them
like Down syndrome or stuff like that.
Some of them had the full function maybe of their brain, but they were could not walk, or just different different cases. But working that job really did something for me.
Sure.
It showed me everything that I don't have, and it showed me everything that I do have.
Sure.
And so every day I try to get up, and this sounds so small, but it doesn't mean it's not important.
Of course.
Is I get up and I thank God that I have my eyesight.
Yeah.
Is it perfect? No. Unfortunately, it's not.
Right.
I thank God that I have smell. I thank God I have taste. I thank God that my hands and feet work. I thank God that I can breathe. I thank God I have 2 lungs.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that have 1 lung, and they're thanking God for that 1 lung.
Right.
I know people that are 90% blind, and they're thanking God for the sight they do have. So
sure.
It's really important. That sounds small. Somebody goes, well, there's got to be more. Of course, but in this season, and I think this is so important too, we're talking about this, because holidays are not cool for everybody.
No, not at all.
And if I was going to name this podcast, and we're not naming it, but if I was going to name this podcast, I'd name it "Does Thanksgiving Suck?" or is there anything to be thankful for at all right now? Because think about this: some holidays for some people are just a bad day. Yeah. They can't wait for it to. It represents nothing but fights with their family
and pressure.
Represents. Maybe forget that they had bad family, like a really rough, dysfunctional upbringing family. Let's say maybe it reminds them that they don't have a family.
Oh, yeah.
People are alone. So they go, I don't feel alone most of the year except for on holidays when I'm supposed to be surrounded by people. And so it's not cool for everybody. And, in times like this, I think it's important that we understand why we're celebrating Thanksgiving and why we as Christians do.
Sure.
We don't just sit down and talk about the Indians and the Pilgrims, but we sit down and we thank God for what he's done for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thank God that I have food in my refrigerator. I thank God that we have a church that can do what we're doing.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal, man.
That's a big deal.
I have a lot of friends that when the pandemic hit, pastor friends, they called me and they're like, how do I stream from my iPhone? I was like, I'll walk you through it.
Yeah.
It's tough.
That's something, that's something to be thankful for right there. Bishop talked about how long have we been doing this now? 2, 3, 4 years? About accumulating all this stuff. We've, painted the ceiling black, just all this about, he was very specific about God had told him to turn this into a television studio. Mm-hmm. And even in that moment, you're kind of like, why a TV studio?
Yeah.
Because we over the years, we've prepared the church to...
And we've been filming since we were kids.
Right. So we've always prepared the church to go on television. Like it's always,
and we've been on television.
Absolutely. But this time it was, we need to turn it into a TV studio. Mm-hmm. And I'm thankful that we have a bishop that hears and obeys God. Because of that, the pandemic hit. I remember we had service, then they shut everything down, and we didn't skip a beat.
Yep.
We didn't skip a beat. It was just we just transitioned, and a lot of churches still haven't made that transition.
And that comes from having a prophetic voice in the house.
Absolutely.
And I've heard people say over the last few months, I've heard a lot of people complain about what's happening right now, and a lot of people upset. And understandably, I get it, especially people who have lost family members. And I totally understand. But I heard somebody say the other day, they said, I've not heard any notable prophet prophesy what was coming, and something. I can't remember what they put on. People should be careful what they put on Facebook.
Sure.
You expose your IQ. But no, I mean that. You expose your IQ and you expose your spiritual experience and your kingdom experience, especially as a leader.
Absolutely.
But Bishop prophesied this in 2018. He began to actually, we could go back even further than that, Chris. He said that seats of authority were going to have to relinquish their seats.
They were going to have
their positions.
Yeah.
Hollywood was going to crumble from the inside out. It was going to literally burn down. Movie stars were going to be exposed for child molestation and what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with the P. not polygamy.
Like a pedophilia?
A pedophilia. Mm-hmm. So he began to prophesy these things, and then he prophesied the pandemic was coming. So our church was not surprised at all.
Nope.
So when it happened, my phone, when they said, okay, officially there's a pandemic, my phone just bing, 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 just going off all day. We knew it, Bishop. We knew it, Pastor Joel. We knew it, Bishop. We're in it. We're in it to win it. We're not going anywhere. We were ready.
And there's a difference between...
We were in prayer. We were in fasting. We were not afraid. We're still not afraid now. But I guess what I'm saying in all that... I want you to sit here and say...
Go ahead.
I guess what I'm saying in all that is that I'm thankful that we have a house that sees into the prophetic.
Absolutely.
And for a lot of people that, like I said, they say there's been no notable prophets. Define notable prophets in these day and ages.
Sure.
I mean, and Bishop's talked about this even in the last few weeks that... people need to be very careful when they say, I heard from God, or God spoke to me about this. I see a lot of people on Facebook right now going on and say, God said for me to come on here and do. Be careful.
Sure.
There's one thing if you feel pressed upon your heart, or you're reading scripture, and like, man, this really touched my heart, and I want to share this word with you because it really touched me, ministered to me. I hope it ministers to you.
Right.
But if you get on and say, God told me to tell you, you got to be careful. I'm not saying God didn't. I'm not saying he can't. Of course. But it's very, very, very important. We're careful with how we do that.
Yeah, and the best part is it wasn't just, to piggyback off something you said a few seconds ago, it wasn't just that we saw it coming, but not only did we see it coming, but we were prepared. It's one thing it's one thing to see something coming, like you go,
right.
You
see the tidal wave building. Yeah.
Right. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. It's another thing to be prepared for it when it happens. And it literally was, can't have church in the building no more. Flip the switch. And we were ready to go.
Man, and I know you said it earlier, but that's what people don't understand. We painted half of our, people don't understand that. Excuse me. I just had lunch. People don't understand. We painted half of our sanctuary black.
Right.
That's not. It doesn't look cool, everybody.
Like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like a while ago.
We didn't do that because it looked cool, or we thought, hey, everyone's gonna like this black, half black,
right.
flat black sanctuary. We did this because it works for lighting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of things no reason to explain now, but it's congruent with what we needed, and the Lord knew that. And Bishop, I remember he came to the church and he said. He started looking around that sanctuary. He said, we're going to paint the ceiling black. And we're going to go, okay. And he goes, we're going to paint the walls white. And then we're going to paint the surrounding walls black. And we're all just staring at the ceiling going, oh, this is going to take a while.
Right.
Because we have a large facility here,
right.
25,000 square feet building. So, and I know you remember, but we began to take all the tiles down.
Yeah, I was here. I was absolutely here. Yeah.
We have one of the largest, by the way, a lot of people don't know this. We have one of the largest freestanding buildings. Flat roof freestanding buildings in, I believe, in Central and Northern California. Most buildings have, with this amount of space in the sanctuary, have posts in the middle,
beams and
stuff, and we're freestanding. So a lot of people want to use our building when they come to town, like Ty Tribbett, and Benny Hinn. They want to use the building because it's congruent with what they're wanting to do.
Sure.
It kind of works out, but. So when we came and we started painting, it was a lot of work, and we had to and we did a lot of the work ourselves.
Right.
Rented scaffolds, and it was fun.
Yeah.
But all of that, I guess what I'm saying is, I'm thankful that all of that, even if we didn't understand it in the moment, was in preparation.
Yeah. For
right now, such a time as this.
And I like what you said about that's kind of another good segue. Is like what are we? It's trying times right now. Right. Let's and you would be a fool to think that even if the times aren't trying to you, that they're not trying. They're trying to a lot of people right now, and legitly so. There are people that are really struggling right now. So when in a time when people think there's nothing to be thankful for, it's a good idea to remind them. You talked about kind of having your faculties about you, and it's a good time to be thankful for the small things. Yep. I'm thankful I get to go home and see my family every night.
Absolutely.
I'm
and change your priorities, because that may not be your that may not be someone else's highlight.
Right.
Like, I'm around my kids all the time.
Yeah.
I see my wife. I've been married 20 years. I see my wife. You better take that
absolutely
as a privilege.
Absolutely.
Or look at that don't take it for granted.
There's a lot of people that wish that they could go home and see a significant other or see children
Sure.
that don't have those
Sure.
or have lost those or
Sure.
you know, so it, like you said, it's the little things. I get to wake up and take a deep breath, and I have the breath, you know,
Yeah.
or
I
I have a nice couch and a big TV, and I can play. Like, you know what I'm
now
saying?
you're just
like,
bragging.
Well, my point.
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I know. I get you.
Man.
No, I'm kidding. But you're absolutely right.
Right.
Is we take those things for granted. And let me say something too. Is in a very supercharged society right now.
Yeah.
Nothing is half charged.
No.
Politically, supercharged.
Right.
Socially, supercharged.
Right.
Someone puts a Facebook post that someone disagrees with. Oh, I'm cutting you off for life. Supercharged, right?
Right.
Somebody tweets something you don't agree with. You're an idiot. You know, I can't tell you how many posts I've seen of people that said, "Man, I cut a lot of my friends and family off in this political cycle. I feel a lot better." I was like, huh?
Maybe you feel better now, but wait.
Yeah, you know, and I always know when somebody's and first of all, I don't make political posts, and if it is, it's about praying for our leadership, which I did for Clinton. I'm old enough to. I did for Bush.
Mm-hmm.
I did for former President Barack Obama, and I do now for the current president, and I will for the next president, whoever that is.
Right, and the one after that, and the one after that, and the
that's
one after
what we
that,
do,
right?
and we don't do it in fear, we don't do it in anger, but in a society that's, my point is, supercharged. I was gonna say I know when someone's unfriended me because when they refriend me, I go, hey,
yeah. I thought we were friends this whole time.
Yeah. I thought I was liking your post and you were liking mine. Apparently you weren't around.
Right.
But and it's usually after a political cycle, someone will refriend me, but which is kind of sad. But my point is that be careful that you're not. If I was going to tell anybody this, and my family and I, we've been telling each other this, and I've been encouraging myself that I don't soak up too much social media because it will poison you.
Absolutely.
It will leave you frustrated. It will put your blood pressure through the roof. It will have you scared and
stress you out, man.
It'll have you stacking water in your basement and buying dry beans and rice and corn.
Pallets of toilet paper.
Come on, man. We don't fear like that. We don't. God hath not given us the spirit. When people run to get toilet paper, I'm looking at some of these things and I'm going, man, how many of those people are believers?
I've always wondered, by the way, about the toilet papers. Why toilet paper? Why is that the thing to go? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, I remember when
like, you think clean water would be more of
when everybody was taking all the toilet paper, I can remember going to the store, and there was plenty of food. There just wasn't any toilet paper. It's like, are you going to eat that toilet? I don't understand what the fear is of running out of toilet paper. And I'm talking about of the specific things. Why would that be the specific thing, right?
I know.
And
it's odd. I couldn't answer that for you.
What trips me out about the toilet paper thing, I'm just going to go off on this for a few seconds, is that we didn't learn our lesson like 6 months ago. Everybody was complaining that there was no toilet paper.
No.
And now all of a sudden it's happening again. It's like, did you not?
No. And you know what's sort of sad about that is that I think to myself, if everybody did the opposite of what they're doing right now, because I saw it said in Dallas that like thousands of cars were lined up, literally thousands, right? And they said that they were filling their cars with food. And of course, the news always tries to label those thousands of people as one group of people, or like, that's racist on every level.
Right.
That's wrong. So, but my point is, there's a lot of different people. There are thousands of people in line to get food. There's a lot of different people doing that. So I'm not trying to condemn anybody, but I think that if everybody would do the opposite, and at the risk of sounding like a hippie right now, this is really is my heart. Instead of people fighting for toilet paper, everybody should be calling each other and saying, "Hey, do you have enough?
Yeah.
Can I get you something? I have plenty of water. I have plenty of toilet paper. Do you guys have enough food? Do you have enough canned food? Do you have if you're really worried about something like that going down, if everybody, remember the thing for a while where everybody was buying the person behind them Starbucks?
Yeah, like to pay it forward, that kind of stuff.
And for weeks or whatever, nobody paid for their own Starbucks.
Yeah.
Imagine if someone did that at Walmart, like, let me buy your stuff.
Yeah.
It would change everything. If we're being honest, the mainstream media, the news, all of these agencies Facebook, they are pushing the agenda for everyone to freak out. They're pushing different agendas and different ideas. And what it's causing everyone to do is to freak out and to, like at the end, I mean, we're definitely, that's a whole other conversation. We're not going to get into end times, but my point is like tomorrow, the food's not going to be there. And as long as the trucks are still running, as long as Walmart's not burned down, there's going to be food. And I think my point is everybody needs to be consider one another.
An example.
And if anyone's listening out there, don't just run to Walmart and fill your pantry 10 times over. Call somebody and ask them, do you have enough food?
Yeah.
Call somebody and ask them, do you have enough toilet paper? Call somebody and ask them, do you guys have if you have babies, do you have a formula for your baby? Do you have enough formula? I've got like 10 cans. Can I give you a couple? Call somebody and check on them and really show that if you're a Christian, show that you're a Christian. You say, I'm listening to this podcast. I'm listening to you guys, but I'm not a Christian. Well, then be a good human being. Yeah, call somebody, check on them.
I equate it to, and I think I've told you this before. I've been to a lot of sports games, and in my day, I used to go to a lot of concerts. I'm a big music fan, and you go to these venues where there's, I've been to shows that have had 80,000 people there. Or you get into traffic where like you're on the freeway.
Who was the concert for 80,000?
That actually so. I saw Metallica like 20 years ago at Candlestick Park. It's like 70,000. Mm-hmm. And then I'm also a wrestling fan, and I went to Wrestlemania in Phoenix in like 2010, and it was like 80 or 85,000 people. And it took 2 hours to leave the parking lot, dude. And I tell people, anytime you leave a parking lot like that, or even like let's say you're on the freeway and they cut a lane off or they cut 2 lanes off. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you have to now all merge. And it's this big, hectic, like bottleneck. It takes forever, right? I always say if everybody would let one person in, just one. I'm not holding you to let anybody in but one person. If everybody would let one person go, it would instead of taking 2 hours, it would take 45 minutes to get out of there.
I feel the same way.
And so it's that same concept, kind of what you were talking about. Like, if you just be considerate and think about the next man, everybody's going to be fine. I really didn't want to get into that kind of stuff, but
no, you're good. Everybody's going to get fed. I know.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Like the stores never closed, have yet to close in this whole 9 months, right? You'll be all right. You're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like everything's okay. God's got it.
And with Christmas coming up too, I mean, everyone right now is freaking out over. My hair's messed up. Hold on.
Goodness gracious.
Sorry, my nose keeps itching. The weather's changing. And so here in the Central Valley, we've got tons of fields, and there's still a lot of people. The field workers have not stopped working. Stuff's still being picked.
There's so much stuff here that people get winter allergies. Like
literally,
a lot of people complain about allergies in the spring.
Yeah, you can.
In Central California, you get them in the winter.
You'll
too.
see the fog because down here we have a lot of fog. Like start rolling in, but then a lot of times you'll see tractors and stuff. It's a mixture of dust and you get to work or you get home and you're like, why is my nose all stuffy? Why are my eyes watering? It's because of all that, but pollen and stuff. But where was I?
You were being thankful that you had hair that you could take your headphones off and fix.
Hardly the subject.
Well, we're on the subject of being thankful.
No. Oh, you were talking about helping the next man. Yeah. The next man is it sounds corny, but I think that's kind of what we're missing right now. Mm-hmm. Is everybody is looking out for number one.
Yeah.
And I get that too, survival mode. I get that. You see everybody, you see the riots in the streets and you see the stores being broken into and you see, people screaming and everyone showing up to their candidates, whatever, all hyped up, whatever it is.
Whatever.
Yeah. You see it on the news, and if you're not careful, that starts to affect you, and you go, if I don't come up to their level, if I don't start getting hyped,
right,
then I'm going to get stomped out.
Right.
And there's a difference between protecting your family and trusting, but also trusting in the Lord at the same time.
Absolutely.
And refusing to freak out. Refusing to let worry ruin your Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
I've been encouraging everybody to say this. because there's power in our words, right? This is going to be the best Thanksgiving I've ever had.
I agree. That's one reason why we
and I mean that
plugged in the podcast.
I mean that. If my family and I'm not saying it's there or anything, but if the store's all closed down and whatever, and we decide to have bologna sandwiches,
yum,
and brother, I'll eat a bologna sandwich right now, and
in front of everybody,
and tomato soup. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna thank God for what He's done. It also declared this is going to be the best Christmas you've ever had.
Yeah.
Not because you have a bunch of gifts, or because what if the stores, if the shopping for food is any indication as to what our Christmas shopping is going to be like, as if that's not already
the Hot Wheels are going to be gone.
Yeah,
bro.
as if it's not already a mess.
Right.
Remember when?
And our Toys R Us closed here too, so even worse.
That was sad for me because our city is something else. We're believing God for bigger and better, and it's doing better all the time. But
Absolutely.
Stockton, look us up. If you're not from here, look us up.
They closed. Heard of us.
Yeah, they closed Toys R Us, and I was kind of sad about that. Not because I haven't been in probably 20 years, maybe longer than that.
But you'll always be a Toys R Us kid.
But you see this, you see, and you go, man, I remember I'm a Toys R Us kid. I remember going there and buying G.I. Joes, the little action.
The little ones,
little action figures, and Ninja Turtles, little action figures, and for some of you a little bit older folks, Gumby.
Yeah, we
remember Gumby. I used to go buy Gumby there.
We used to get like you said, we had the Ninja Turtle stuff, but we'd also get like He-Man.
He-Man.
I mean, like you said, this is dating us bad.
Yeah. Well, it's actually for some people, it's making us look super young. They're still going, like my cousin Mike Mitchell. He's watching this right now, going, "You guys are a bunch of babies."
Yeah, I remember the
He-Man. You're a bunch of babies.
Big.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's and we're declaring that over my family too. That this Thanksgiving is going to be great. My brother and his family are coming, and
Cool.
they live in Arizona, so I don't ever get to see them. And they just had a new baby, and you know what I mean. Like, I'm thankful for
Counting
that.
your blessings.
Yeah, like even if there's not going to be turkey and all this stuff, like you said, if we was having fried hot dogs,
bro,
and,
go pick you up a couple buckets of the Colonel's chicken.
Listen, my
I'm
dad.
good. When I say I would almost prefer the Colonel's chicken.
Speaking of Colonel's chicken, did you know this is true? Look it up. In Japan, years and years ago, they ran some sort of Kentucky Fried Chicken ran some sort of promotion there.
Yes.
And it was like, I forgot, they took the KFC and said something for Christmas or something. And now a significant portion of the population eat KFC on Christmas.
I have heard
in
that.
Japan. Like, that's like,
I think
I think
it's phenomenal.
Can we bring that here?
Listen.
Can we bring that here?
America, tap in. America.
Tap in,
America.
Get ready.
We need to adopt. Everybody needs to buy the Colonel's chicken on Christmas. That would be phenomenal. And I have to say, my mom is a great cook. My brother is a great cook.
Your mom's a phenomenal cook. Don't undersell it.
My sister is a trained baker. So the food is phenomenal. I mean, it really does look like a Better Homes and Garden table. The turkey and the big giant cakes. And it's amazing. But
there's actually like a centerpiece.
Having said that, God bless America and the Colonel too. I'd be very down for having fried chicken for Christmas.
Like you said, the spread and the table is beautiful. But imagine walking in,
and I was just talking,
and there's just bucket after bucket after bucket.
I was just talking to our floor director earlier, Lorena, and I was telling her that we've had other things for Christmas dinner and Thanksgiving dinner.
We have two.
We had sushi one year. We had.
I've never gone that level. My wife would love.
That. Listen. We've mixed. We did a soup one year. We did gumbo one year. We try to do gumbo, crab and shrimp gumbo for New Year's Day every year. We haven't done it in a couple of years, but my point is switch it up. And have a great time no matter what you're eating. If your family's eating tamales and pozole.
If your family's eating tamales,
call me.
Yeah,
call me too. Yeah. Hey, man, our Filipino families at our church get down with the get down.
My wife's
the
Filipino.
pancit, the banana. What are
Lupia?
they? Oh my God,
bro! Listen, they have a dish, and to all our Filipino family out there, I hope I don't mess this up, but I've always called it like dessert spaghetti, because at least their spaghetti sauce has like banana in it, but bro, they put hot dogs on their spaghetti.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah, it's the best. Any place that it's like Hawaii, like I like Spam, right? So any place that like we would have hot dogs in the spaghetti because we didn't have hamburger meat or something, right? But any place that'll put hot dogs in it on purpose, once again,
or the mac and cheese, hot dogs and the mac and cheese.
Oh, bro, or the chili mac.
Oh yeah,
or a classic. My 10-year-old loves the beans and weenies, dude.
Oh yeah,
take a thing of pork and beans.
I love
some
pork
hot dogs in that.
I love pork and beans. Those are, the point where maybe we can talk about failed day.
Now this is a rabbit hole.
I'll tell you something else. I don't know if you've ever had pork and beans with a slice of cheese melted on top.
What?
Do yourself a favor.
Well, and then I also know people that put like pineapple in it or something.
Now
like,
that's
I don't like pineapple.
No, that's
so
put that on it.
But
put pineapple in the pork and beans, and then pour the pork and beans on like a hamburger or a
my
sandwich.
dad and your dad are speaking in tongues right now watching this.
Yeah, well, back in the day, Spam and government cheese, that was the deal. But our point we're making is that, and I hope everyone out there is listening is getting this, is that what you're having is not so important as much as that you're having it together.
Absolutely.
If your TV's broken, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Your internet's down, even better. Turn your stupid computer off.
Yeah.
For a second. Not during the podcast, not during service. But otherwise, turn the stupid undo your Facebook for a while, man. Turn your stupid Instagram off. Take a break and sit down with your family, sit in a circle, sing some songs, play a game, go in the backyard and throw the kids don't even know about this. No. On Thanksgiving, not every year, but we try to gather friends together. You've played with us. We get together and play football on Thanksgiving morning. It's a blast. Get out there and get some air in your lungs, everybody. Go for a walk.
We used to do that
at
my every year we'd go my great grandma, we called her Nan. Every year we'd go to her house for the holidays, like for Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner.
Is your Italian side or Irish side?
No, Nan is my
Italian side.
Yeah, my mom's. Yeah, one of my mom's grandmas. She, I've talked about her before. She lived to the ripe-old age of 103. Yep. She passed away 6 or 7 years ago. But
I remember.
We used to go to her house for Thanksgiving. All the cousins and stuff like that would come, and she lived across the street from a school. So every year, like part of the tradition was go across to the school
and play
football and basketball, and
together with strangers.
Well,
like with the neighborhood kids.
Well, we would go, like myself. I have two brothers, so myself and my brothers, my cousins. We go over there, and inevitably there would be other people there.
Sure.
And so, let's run it. Let's run it. And we would have to be kind of called, like, "Hey, dinner's about to be served."
Now I would need like a month notice in advance. Start stretching now,
and a month off after.
Start running now. Get me prepared.
Yeah, and then and time after. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna need a week off, But yeah, man, that's what it's about right now, especially right now. Like it's. There's so much to be thankful for that it's almost foolish. I know that all this stuff going on right now, it's just 2020 has kind of been one thing on top of another, right? And they're major things, and I don't want to downplay the seriousness of everything that's going on.
Because it is.
Because it is very serious. But Thanksgiving, at least this year, and Christmas, but Thanksgiving right now, could really afford you an opportunity for one day.
Absolutely.
For one day. To just forget about that and do everything else, right? Like you said, turn off Facebook. Facebook will be there the day after Thanksgiving.
Sure.
And it'll be there the month. It'll be there forever. You can check Facebook whenever you want. But chill. Get together. There's always football on Thanksgiving, right? And one of my favorite things is we get the whole family together and we watched the games that are on Thanksgiving, and it's almost like the Super Bowl. You'd have people over there that don't know anything about football, but they're watching it and cutting up too.
Right.
And it's like, dude, turn it all off. I now you can put Christmas music on Thanksgiving. I won't be mad. I'm not mad about that. So if like Jingle Bells is in the background during Thanksgiving,
let me tell you something.
Listen. Here's why. Because Christmas has. My older brother used to say this. Christmas has like a smell in the air.
It does.
Like there's really like when the Christmas season,
magic. Magic is
when
in the
Santa
air.
starts to sprinkle the magic. Like you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to force that, man. I want that. I want to step outside one day and just be like, "That's Christmas," you know.
Well, you know, like you said, there is so much. We're going to end the podcast here in a second, but there is so much more to be thankful for. And I think that if we'll slow down for a second and really pay attention to each other,
yeah,
you know, nothing is more disappointing than to see a beautiful family sitting together.
Yeah.
And there's two, you know, a mom and a dad and like 3 or 4 kids, and they're all on their phones. There's a glow in their face. They're glare.
That happens at my house.
It happens to all of us.
Yeah.
We all do it. It's a very, you know, electronically, however you want to say it, forced.
I mean, you take one of those from my
society.
son. You take one, and it's like he's having withdrawals, dude. Like
yeah,
he'll
so
scratch his neck. Like, can I get on the tablet now?
Stop. So my point is like we're very, very stuck on all that. Pay attention to each other.
Yeah.
Look your mom in the eyes. Tell her you love her. Look your dad in the eyes. Tell them you love them. Look your brothers in the eyes. Tell them what they mean to you. You got sister-in-laws. I know you do. Look your sister-in-law. Tell them how much you love and how much you appreciate them. Tell everybody how proud you are of them.
Absolutely.
And here's another thing I want to tell everybody. Stop cursing 2020.
Yeah, that's also true.
2020 is not cursed, bro.
No.
It's not. Your perspective on this is everything.
Absolutely.
So it didn't work out how you planned it. Put your big boy britches on.
Well, especially
because that's not how life works.
A calendar is arbitrary, right? You know what I mean?
Listen,
like people think that like as soon as 2021 comes, that like everything's going to end.
No, when I turned 9 years old, you were there at my birthday party. I was running through the park.
Are we talking about
I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell them. When I was turning 9 years old, I was running through the park. It was the end of my party. The sun was going down. I ran into some monkey bars.
I mean, clothesline.
Knocked out my 2 front teeth. Let me tell you something. Was it my best birthday ever? Definitely my most memorable. Was it my worst? No. I look back now, no.
That wasn't your worst.
No.
I'll tell you.
I've had worse birthdays.
I'll tell you my memory. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish. I'm 35 years old. I can stand before you today and say there were worse birthdays than my 9th birthday. But here's my point. My point is things don't always go how we plan, and I get it. And I keep hearing everyone say, I can't wait till 2020. Can 2021 be here? Like as if the clock's going to strike 12.
Right. That's yeah.
And the coronavirus is going to disappear.
Right.
The rightful president's going to fall into place, and we're all going to bow down and get real.
Rainbows and
get real.
Yeah.
That's not how it works, everybody. It's better. It's more profitable to us right now to say God is faithful.
Well, what is it? It says
the Lord is still a healer.
Why worry about tomorrow?
The Lord is still our provider.
Yeah.
I'm not just looking forward to Christmas. I'm looking forward to New Year's Eve. I'm not just looking forward to New Year's Eve. I'm looking forward to January and February and March. Begin to look forward to what God's going to do instead of looking at what's right in front of you going, this sucks.
Well, and amen, and that's great. Why don't we close this out by just kind of saying, a few things we're thankful for, man. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my wife and my 2 sons.
Why are you thankful for your wife?
Because she's amazing, and
really
I'd
is.
be lost without her.
Yeah.
Yes, you would. I would have my house would be dirty, and I would live on macaroni and cheese and hot dogs. She gave me my 2 children, which are, anybody that has children, you understand.
Your best gift.
I mean, sure. It's not even close. I can't think of
most prized possession.
Absolutely. Yeah. I can't think of anything better.
Sure.
Like I said, I'm thankful for my boys. They're smart, intelligent, children of God, growing to be men of God.
Mm-hmm. You got good boys too.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing I'm thankful for my wife for. I can be a pushover at times, which I think a lot of dads can be. I'm thankful for my parents, who are amazing people, been married 40 years, and I'm thankful for my church family. I'm thankful for our production team, JL and Lorena.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for Bishop and First Lady.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for you. Mm-hmm. And most importantly, I'm thankful that God sent Jesus to die on the cross for our sins so that we could be saved and make heaven our home.
I feel you.
What about you, sir?
I'm thankful for Jesus Christ. I'm thankful that he saved me. I'm thankful that he's always with me, that he's omnipresent. He always answers the phone. I tell people, I kind of joking, I said, he always answers the phone when I call him.
Yeah. I'm
so grateful that the Lord is my best friend and everybody else comes second. I'm so grateful for my church family. I'm so grateful for our church, for our pastors, Bishop and First Lady. I'm grateful for my brothers, my parents. I'm grateful for my health.
You better shout out your nieces too, by the way.
They're on their way. Hold on. I'm grateful for my health.
Absolutely.
I'm grateful for what God has not just done for me, but what I know he's going to do. Thanking him in advance, thanking him for my nieces. They're my world. I love those kids. So great, so much to be thankful for.
Yeah.
My family here in town, Mike and Mary. Mary. I could go on and on and on. Just I could name all my family members, but I'm so thankful that God is a provider.
Absolutely.
I'm so grateful that God's a healer, because if I wasn't healed, if I wasn't set free, if I wasn't delivered, no matter what I was doing or who I was with, Thanksgiving would be miserable.
Yeah.
Christmas would be miserable. It would just be another day.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for what God has done, what he's doing, and what he's going to do. And I'm just thankful. I'm thankful to God.
Absolutely.
Continually, every day. And
absolutely.
At the risk of sounding cheesy, we don't have to wait for Thanksgiving Day to be thankful.
Oh, there it is. Well, I was waiting for it. It's absolutely true.
It's true though.
Yeah. But we have a day. Luckily, we do have a day where we get.
Well, the Bible says in Thessalonians, it says to give thanks with a grateful heart. And the reason that, and I'm literally just going to end it after this, but the reason it says to give thanks with a grateful heart is because, or I think it had to be specific, is because it's possible to give thanks with an ungrateful heart.
Absolutely.
You can serve me a plate of food at your house, and I could say thanks a lot.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, bro. Not really mean it.
Is that it?
Right, kind of and it's not really with a grateful heart. But when you say thank you and you really mean it from your heart, it makes all the world in difference.
Absolutely.
So, having said that, guys, been a great podcast. Thank you guys for joining with us. I think this was podcast number 27, SuperChill podcast.
Yeah. Many more to come.
Many more on Channel 4. We shall return. Not Channel 4, literally. It's a joke.
People are turning it on Channel 4.
Yeah. We shall return. We love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Yep. Talk to you later.